Greetings. Let me finish getting my logo and everything up here if I remember how to do it. It's been too long since I've been doing this thing. Control room. Nope, that ain't it. Hangout toolbar. Opening Hangout toolbar. I don't know why it always has to open it, but it seems to. Okay. There we are. I need a haircut. See, I got an alfalfa right here, guys. And what ain't alfalfa is kind of a fallow field that's been plowed too much. Okay, tonight, like I said, it's been a while since I've been on. I haven't been doing much in here because I've been working outside a lot. Cleaning up, making sawdust, just learning how to do things with my tools, both power and hand. I'm becoming quite fond of hand tools. I have an old Yankee push screwdriver that I'm looking for parts for, so I'm going to continue doing that. I have refurbished a couple of planes, hand planes. One of them was brand new that had to be refurbished for $30 and some elbow grease. I got a nice hand plane out of that one, and I got that was a number 4, and I got a number 5 from a flea market. Yeah, thank you, wife. Wife is over there reading my mind, which is good because sometimes I can't read the thing. And that was another $30. I had to tune up just a little bit on that. I have fun with them. I now have 3 pull saws. They're not truly Japanese. They're probably made in Malaysia or someplace. They're Irwins. I like them. I've been cobbling this and cobbling that up outside, learning some basics. I have a project that I'm afraid that I'm going to be too tired to talk. I have a project in the dining room that's a craft rack that I assembled. I cut the sides out of a scrap piece of 3/4 inch birch, which is not 3/4 inch. And I had bought some shelves from either Lowe's or Home Depot quite a while ago. And those are going to work really nice with for putting paints and spray bottles and that kind of stuff on it.
Can you send me a picture?
You got a picture of it? Okay, yeah, my wife's going to send me a picture and I'll show it and I'll put it up on the screen share in a minute. I got a good wife. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll see that I said that. And I know this is G-rated. Close your eyes, kids. I have been told that drinking beer is good to try to get rid of kidney stones. And since I passed an 8x5 millimeter one today and 2 of them in the 1 to 2 millimeter range right after it. If you don't like drinking beer, trust me, neither do I, but I drink it because I need it. Don't judge me on it. I used to be very judgmental on that, and my mouse just died again. I've got a... you think I'd learn my lesson after a while? That's a trade name on it from Best Buy. It worked real good for a little bit, and all of a sudden you just shut off. You got to cancel the screen, turn them over, and then turn them on again, and they work. Dumb mice. I don't like mice anyway. I prefer trackballs. Trackballs are much better, usually much better on your hand. There's a couple of them that just kill mine. Sorry about that. It's been a whole week's journey getting rid of that kidney stone. And while while I was down and out, I created a Christmas tree that my wife is particularly fond of. I will go to screen share and turn that one on. And if you hit start screen share, it pops up. There. I will be showing the basics on how to do this. I'm not going to create a whole brand new one. I'm going to start out with a couple of rows. Start out with one octagon, which is the first thing you got to do. You got to figure out how many points you want on it. And then after we do that, using polygon, I will create the indents here, and then I will copy it a couple of times. This feature, this circle, will not be in it first, and I'll explain why it's there now. After I go in again, I decided after I started going on this that I would really like to have it lit up on the tips, which this little cylinder is indicative of light. And you run the thing through and you put the light in, and you can do it all right around there. There will be a series of these holes going up. Did that come in, babe? Okay, let me go look for that picture. Should be on Facebook. Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out how to get it to where I need it. Okay. Now, I've never quite done this before. I'm going to go back to screen share. No, I know what I want to do. Drag it over here. There. This is... Now, you can see what I'm talking about. I don't have the fit quite right here. This is a piece of reject 1/4 inch, 6 millimeter oak plywood, oak face. This is a birch. And these are the little shelves. I've sanded it down. I put the shelves in at a slight angle so the stuff would roll backwards where they're not out in front of it. And this is my workshop. I have to work outside because I have a 10 by 12 shop, and it's full of 12 by 14 size tools. I don't have a heck of a lot of room working it. So now I will drag this back over and dock it where it's supposed to be. Bring back up my hangout. Here we go. So enough talking. Well, I wish enough talking. We're going to start another model here. To start a model, like I posted under the hashtags, which I hate that term, were pound signs. They were pound signs a long time before some goofball thought a hashtag. There were probably tic-tac-toe signs before that, but pound sign is better than tic-tac-toe. It's a lot easier. You can open one that's existing, but we'll just start a new one here. And it takes a while, and I have a preset workspace that I like using. I suggest you go to my two written tutorials or to my two video and find out how and why I set my workspace up like this. Now, first thing I'm going to do is go down to here, and if you use the vanilla out of the box setup, yours won't look like this. This is called polygon. When it opens, you can see down here in the corner a number of sides. I started out with 6, but I didn't like it, so I'm just going to change it to 8. And I'm going to go out here, and ooh, that's going to be really, really big. Let's go down to a 5.5 inch radius polygon, which I have right now. Now, at this stage of the game, you can address the next set of issues fairly simply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle in here, which this is a circle icon, and I'm just going to make a 2.25 arc. And do I like that? Yeah, let's see what it looks like. My hotkey for line is L. The icon down here is a pencil. Like I said, I strongly suggest you research why I set this up like I did, because I have a lot of good reasons and a whole lot of experience on why. Okay, now you can see this thing breaking up, which is fine. And I'm going to come over here. And if I like that, that doesn't look too bad. I'll go create another one here to the center point. Come on. Oh, it wants to be ornery. Really? There. No, it didn't. Strange. Edit. Undo cut. Edit. Okay, let's try making this line again. We're still in line. It is refusing to find a center point. L. That is not something that's supposed to happen. I just selected this whole set of lines. I must have hit something strange. So it's all highlighted. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go into the info. This tells me that it's a polygon, but not a polyline. On what layer, what size, what segments. Let's undo a whole bunch of this. Okay, we got rid of that. Get rid of that thing. Edit. Redo polygon. Okay. I know I'm looking like an idiot. And I'm beginning to feel like one. Now see what it's doing? And it stopped doing it now. Well, let's just go to the center. Sometimes you've just got to work around its little idiosyncrasies here. I'm going to put in some extra lines because I'm getting tired of trying to figure out why it ain't working right. Let's look straight down on the top view. Top. That did not look right. This is dimension. Okay, it's the right distance. Control Z, Control Z. Okay, well, let's make that circle that I put in there before 2.25. Now, sometimes when you're doing this, you'll find that things just don't look right, so you have to change them. You can undo a few times and go back and read them. Now, I have what I'm going to be satisfied with. Now, all this work I did here is now irrelevant because I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to take the rest of this stuff out. Because all I want is that pie wedge, basically. And I got some other stuff over here. Now I'm going to take this, double mouse button 1 to get it all highlighted, and then I'm going to go into the rotate command, and I'm going to come up to this point, and I'm just going to kind of swing over here, which is 60 degrees. I'm going to show a different way to do it. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to select that. Now you see it just rotates around crazy. If I hold the control key down, I pick this point, this ray as my lever arm. I can go over here for another lever arm, and now I can type in 7x, and I will get the rest of the star shape. Another thing I could have done is made this a subcomponent. So I'm going to undo this whole thing. Double click here. My hotkeys for create component is Shift C. And I'm going to select that. I'm going to make it active by 3 mouse button 1 clicks. And now I'm going to go into what they call push pull. And I'm going to extrude it up 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to make this out of standard off the shelf stock. Go back, clear everything out. Let's save this as find some place to save it into. Do I have a? No, I don't. That's okay. I'll just save it in here. Class tree. Now I have got something to work with. So single mouse click 1 on the outliner. This tool is a lifesaver. If you use Windows, actually Mac has a file structure too. They're all the same, pretty much. Okay, Mac people, I know Mac is better than Windows, but I can't afford one. I'm going to go back into my rotate command. I'm going to take this component. I'm going to do the same thing. Clicked it, rotate, control key down to get it, lever arm, point 1 to stop, number of times. Now, I have a nice little tree shape here. I'm going to take this element. First, I'm going to take all of these, and I'm going to make them a component itself. I'm going to, I can't copy it from there. Can I copy it from there? No, it will not let me do it here. However, I can copy here, or I could have gone Control C. Now I want to paste it exactly where it was. So that's my new part. I'm going to grab it and pull it out of that component and put it under the tree. Now I have a component that I can move independently. So I'm going to take the move command and I'm just going to move it up 3/4 of an inch. Now, I don't want all the points on the tree just stacked on top of each other. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this same one, put it in here, and I'll select this lever arm, and this point out here to get it halfway between. Now, I could do the 7x again, but what I want to do this time, I'm not sure it's going to work. So I'm just going to do it once to see if I can make this thing do exactly what I want. Okay, scale. there are all sorts of these grips floating all over the place, and they all do different things. Now, if I grab this one, see, it's getting squattier, but it's staying the same size as far as across here. Let's see if I go from this corner to this corner. And you can see my numbers down there get wacky as depending on how I drag it. I want to go about 85%. So I'm moving real slowly. I got one at 80, 79, 77, 81, 80, 78, 81, 80, 80, a little bit further out. The problem is when you're trying to do this, you can't let go of it or it changes the way it only goes to one side. So this one you really got to fart around with until you get it the way you want. Come on. Little bit, little bit, little bit. There. Oops. That's going to be close enough. So I'll take this one and bring it back to my center point. And now I'll rotate it like I did the rest of them. 7x. So now I have two levels of my tree. But because it was 80, I didn't realize that this was going to happen. Since it was 0.85, 0.86, my edges are no longer accurate. So let's Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, and try that again. I'm going to try just doing it this way and see what happens. And it doesn't look like my angles stayed the same. Control Z again. I know this is boring. It gets that way. And I have no idea why it just did that. I'm going to go with 83% and say that's close enough. Now I'll go ahead and move this one again. And we'll spin this thing around 7 more times. There. And now you can see what a 0.01 ratio size can do to you. In real life, you just fix it. with pencil and paper, you wouldn't even have to worry about it, but you also wouldn't get accurate measurements. Or if you want to blow this thing up, you wouldn't get an accurate template. So there are reasons to be accurate. And now we have level 1 and 2. We can try several different things here. What I'm going to try doing right now is making... I'm going to explain something that just went haywire. SketchUp doesn't do components real super well. You see that these are all number 2s, but they're not really, because they're different size number 2s. And they're not a number 2 component -1 or anything else. It just remembers it. So what we need to do is make these all unique. Because having 2 of the same name components, no, that's not good. And now I'll use my hotkeys Shift-C to create another component. Now, why I did this with parts is because on the other one, they're all solid. But after looking at it, I decided I don't want to cut my base out of a piece of pine, 3/4 inch pine, about 13 inches wide. So I just, that's just not really a good idea. In fact, let's see how big this one is, just for grins and giggles. Dimension from here to here. So you see, that's 11 inches. I mean, that would be to keep that flat. Nah, you're going to want to make these things separate and glue them together. If you want to cut it out of plywood, that's okay too. But I don't have another piece of birch plywood that big. But on this one, I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to drag this up 3 inches. Mine looked okay, being flat, but some of you might just not like flat. So I'm going to take this thing and make it active. I'm going to take this one and this one right now and hide it. I selected them. Well, I didn't get both of them to hide. Select and right click. You get a whole lot of flyout menus up here, which are really handy. Now I want to take this part right here, and it's not going to like me doing it. So what I'm going to do is in this component, I'm going to create a little rectangle. So we have a rectangle. I'm just going to make it go up some because I just want it. I need a surface. And I will take this over to that edge. And that isn't right either. What I need is, I'm going to make this thing its own a group, which groups are different than components. They behave differently, but they also behave the same. So right now I'm just going to let it behave the same. I'm going to rotate this so that it will be on line with the center of this tree limb. Now I'm going to take this tree limb, I'm going to rotate it using this. And when I rotate it up, I think 15 is going to be too much, but it's going to force me to do it. So I'm just going to go 10 degrees. And I didn't really want to. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's fine. I'm going to hide these. I'm going to make this one unique. Now, I want to rotate this. Let me get rid of, not get rid of, just hide. Come on, be active. There. Rotate. And you can see that we're going to have some issues here. But that's okay. I'm going to take this. What I'm going to end up with is a smaller tree. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over to here. I'm going to hide this group. And now I'm going to take both of these, select one, hit the control key, select the other one, go to edit, intersect faces, and it's just going to go nuts here. Let me take this one and hide it. Now I have a whole bunch of new lines here that you have to figure out what to do with. So I'm going to make this one active. And sometimes this takes a little bit of methodical admitting that I really don't know what I'm doing. So let's take out some stuff and see what we have. Now you'll see that we have an open gap here. Let's put this one back in and hide this one and do the same thing here. Make this active. And since they're the same name, you can see the same thing is happening on both of them at once. So we're going to find out probably they don't want to have them the same name. Okay, let's put the other one back in. And I didn't have it pulled far enough together. Well, that just kind of sucks. In that case, you got to go through the whole mess again. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Control Z a whole lot of times here. And see, when I move these two parts together, I did not bother doing the process fully. I looked at one end and I didn't look at the other. So what I need to do is move to this point. And now I'm going to hide both of these, because I've still got some lines in there that I got to get rid of. Now, I don't want to have to unhide all of this, but as long as I know those component names, I can pick them from the outliner, and then I am okay. I can show them back on my main view page. Again, they're highlighted. Go into Edit, Intersect Faces with Model. And I think what I'm going to do is make this one unique and hide it. Now, I have lines on here that make sense. I've made that component active. You can see that my construction lines, for lack of a better term, got dim because they're on the main layer. But they're still usable. Those grip points are still okay. I have just created some surfaces that I will just leave there for a little bit. like this long. Now I'm going to go into, I know it's going to go away. Let me have my paycheck. Go away. There. And I do believe I need to get rid of those 3 elements. And now I can go ahead and use the line function to close off this face. And you can see it closed. So I will clear things out a little bit. Get rid of that face. Now I will bring this one back onto my visible layer, and I will make this one hidden. And I'll do the same thing here. Now what I am doing is just a whole lot of work that if you're really good at trig and that kind of stuff, you might be able to figure this out with a pencil and paper. I wouldn't. Because I think it's kind of dumb to do that much work when the computer is smarter about it than I am, quite frankly. I'm going to hide this. Let me get rid of these. Now I want to bring these 2 back in. And now I can do several things here. I can take a cut perpendicular to my XYZ axes so that I can get a what would be a true vertical face here. And then I can use this one element with its true vertical face, and I can rotate it around again and again and again, and have a Christmas tree effect. Let me go in. Now here's one thing you're going to find out. This is why I need this. It will pick a face. It doesn't care if that face, and it's not going to like it anyway. It really ain't going to like it. And this is why, because I'm no longer quite on my axes where I was. So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to move this to my corner where it should be. And now I'm going to rotate one of these around. And okay, because I'm trying to rotate on a face like that, it's not going to let me do this. I'd have to mess around a whole lot longer with it, and I want this class to last since my voice is going away. But anyway, once you create the vertical face here, you have something that you can add a glue block onto so that this whole tree will have a nice flat surface here, but will have an underside to all of its layers. Let me try one other thing, just for grins and giggles. Let me bring this over to here. And now let me try rotating it. Nope. Close, but no cookie. Because my points down here didn't go over far enough. See how I got an overlap here? So it's something you would tweak a little bit and tweak and go back. What you would have after that tweaking, you would have a legitimate, dimensionable object here that you can set up your saws to cut all these compound angles rather than trying to mess around. Trying to figure this thing out, I think, would be a pain. But using the computer to do the hard work for you, yeah, you have to do some head scratching to learn the software a little bit. And I'd never tried this before, and that's why you can see that I'm working on it. But it's something that I've already know what I want to do. In fact, I'm going to save it again because I like it. And I'm not going to show it to my wife because she'll like those limbs being upswept rather than flat. She's looking around the corner. She's a good gal. Thanks, baby. I love you too. Okay, let's see if I can come back over here and turn screen share off. There, it turned off on its own. Thanks for watching. And please, I'm not asking for money. I'm not Ernest Ainsley. I'm not Joel Osteen. And if you like those guys, that's okay. I never liked them when I first saw them, especially Ainsley back in the 80s. Man, that guy was weird. If he wants to sue me, that's okay. He's Stoward. Chances are he'll never see this. So I'm not asking for money, but I am asking that if you see this and like it, either go into woodworlds.com where this will be posted, or onto Google Plus. It's iSketchup. You can too. Or on Facebook. I'm there also under the same thing. Just go in and please hit like. It'll be in YouTube. I can hit like, but I can't make comments. I mean, if you don't like something I've done, hit don't like. But at least let me know that I'm doing something right or something wrong. This is time consuming and it's kind of tedious. And my voice goes bad, as you can tell. I like doing it, but I also like knowing I'm reaching people. And thank you. Woodworlds.com, all one word. Google Plus, YouTube, or Facebook. I also have under my name, I think it's under my regular name, I have a Twitter channel too that some people follow me on. If you go into, well, heck, my Facebook name is Bruce Welty. And I'm the one with the little picture that says, "You're weird, I like you." So there's more than one Bruce Welty. It seems tragic that somebody would do that to the world, but they did.
There is a lot of that.
So thank you. I will not be posting another one tonight, but I think I will tomorrow. I might go back to the sideboard I was doing on how to modify it. But if you like this one, don't go to that one because I'm going to do some butt chewing on that one. What happened is all the guys, gals that watched it didn't tell me I did something stupid. So I posted this thing, and when I go back to change it, in between times I saw a YouTube video, which, by the way, YouTube is really handy, on a guy making a breadboard end. Yeah, I really messed it up. So anyway, so much for comments. I'll see you later.